Boogeyman Ben.
Hello my fellow creeps, it's Boogeyman Ben here, and time for another episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. And this video is going to be sort of bringing back a series I started last year, around this time last year, and I only did 3 of those videos, and I had planned to do many more. But as things happen with this channel, I ended up talking about other subjects and other things came up, and I just forgot to do some of the videos I had wanted to do on this particular series. This is going to be reviving the tribute to Anthony Perkins series. And last year I did videos on Edge of Sanity, A Demon in My View, and The Black Hole. And tonight I'm going to talk about a movie that he did right after Psycho 3. This movie came out in 1988, and it's a movie that originally the part that he played in it was supposed to go to Roddy McDowall. But it ended up that something didn't work out, and Anthony Perkins ended up taking this on. And this is a movie that is supposed to be coming out on Blu-ray. It's going to be put out by Scream Factory, I believe, later this year, probably, I'm going to say early spring, early to mid-spring it's supposed to be coming out. I heard about it last year. And the movie in question, I only have it on videotape. So I'm going to the VHS vault. Some of the VHS tapes I still have for movies that are not on Blu-ray and DVD. This movie is called The Destroyer, and like I said, this movie came out after Psycho 3, and Anthony Perkins is not the star of this film. He is a supporting player in this. The main star of this movie is Lyle Alzado, but this is a film that I remember watching on cable TV when I was a kid, and because even as a kid I was fascinated by Anthony Perkins and wanted to see anything Anthony Perkins did. And it's a movie that I ended up watching again to do this video. Just watched it the other day, hadn't seen it in years, and I'm really anxious to talk about it and share my thoughts on it, talk about not only Anthony Perkins' performance, but also talk about the plot, who else stars in it, and who it's directed by. And I hope everyone looks forward to this. Please stay tuned. Ivan Moser is a serial killer who has been convicted of rape, torture, and murder of 23 people. Moser is given the death penalty by electrocution. A power outage caused by the riot prevents the execution, but Moser receives a jolt of electricity before the power fails. The prison's staff assumes that Moser is killed during the riot, but he manages to escape. 18 months later, a film crew arrives at the prison to shoot an exploitation film titled Death House Dollars. And on the last night of filming, the truth about Moser's fate is about to be revealed. The movie stars Deborah Foreman as Susan Malone, Clayton Rohner as David Harris, Lyle Alzado as Ivan Moser, Anthony Perkins as Robert Edwards, Jim Turner as Rewire, and Pat Mahoney as Warden Karsh. The movie was written by Peter Garrity, Rex Hawk, Mark W. Rosenbaum, and the movie was directed by Robert Kirk. So like I said, revisiting The Destroyer after quite a few years. I mean, I think it's been at least 10, 15 years since I've watched it again. I mean, it's not a perfect movie by any sense. I mean, it's got a lot of corny acting. It's very low budget, but there are some really good gifted actors in it. I've always been a fan of Deborah Foreman and Clayton Rohner. Both of them were in the movie April Fool's Day, which is a film I would like to talk about on this channel eventually. That is a very underrated film, and I love both of those actors, and it was nice to see them both in this film, playing a couple that are working on this movie. Clayton Rohner's character is the one who's written the screenplay, and Deborah Foreman's character is a stunt woman in the film. I loved Anthony Perkins in this because it was so different from the types of films I had seen him in. Here he's very over the top, he's hamming it up for the camera, he's very foul-mouthed, he's a jerk of a director, he's just got this slimy sleaziness to him. But he does it with, you know, the Anthony Perkins style that he always has, which is classy. It was so, like, he just played a really just not a nice guy at all. And he's just a complete dick in this film, but he makes you laugh because he's just so frustrated with things that are going wrong during the production and everything like that. And Lyle Alzado, who I don't know if many people are aware of who he is, but he was a really famous football player. He played with teams like the Cleveland Browns, the Oakland Raiders, the Denver Broncos between the years of 1971 and 1991. And he tragically ended up dying of brain cancer back in 1992. He is creepy as Moser in this film, very over-the-top performance, but he's very creepy in the role, and I think he did a really good job. Like I said, the film is not perfect. Many people probably will think it's really corny and goofy and not very well done, and or they'll say that, you know, it's sad that Anthony Perkins was doing films like this late in his career after, you know, headlining some really classic films early in his career. But, you know, like I said, he always brought his A game to anything, and I feel like even in this film, which is a low-budget film, it was really cool to see him just, you know, looking like he's having a fun time doing this. Whether he did or did not on the you know, the set, I don't know, but watching him in this film, like, I really had a great time with the scenes that he's in. Like I said, he's not the star of the film. So if I had to give The Destroyer a rating on my new rating system, I would give it 3 skulls. So just wanted to talk about the Destroyer. Yes, it's not like one of the great Anthony Perkins films or performances, but like I said, it looked like he was having a lot of fun in this film, and I like it for what it is. Just a B-movie that had some pretty good gore, pretty good shocks, and a pretty cool killer, and like I said, Anthony Perkins hamming it up as this sleazy director of this B-movie. So yeah, fun little movie, and if anybody else has seen The Destroyer, please share your thoughts in the comment section below. And my fellow creeps, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for another Anthony Perkins tribute video coming very soon. Hope everyone has a great evening. Take it easy. Peace.